Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a very small. Like you only had a 4 year childhood, running in the street, not even experience what normal kids experience, but instead you were like forced to like grow up fast, right?
Yeah. Well,
And
forget about normal kid
run a gang
experiences.
life.
I've never even had like adult like experiences, like uh
Well, because most of your time was in jail.
yeah.
Okay, so like, fuck.
Bro,
So,
when I came home, I didn't know how to I didn't even know how to use a phone when I came home.
right, so you know jail better than you know
Of
outside.
course. I know jail like the back of my hand. I know more
Now,
about jail than anything else, and that's fucking sad.
now, what's your mentality? Do you want to go back to jail?
What?
Do you
No,
like
no, no,
jail?
no, 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 no,
Do
no,
you don't like
no.
being inside?
Fuck no. Nothing about jail is cool. I fucking hate jail. I can't stand jail. Prison. I can't
So
stand it.
even though most of your life and memories is set in jail, right? Well, set in prison. Sorry, there's a
Yep.
difference between prison and jail, right?
Yeah.
So jail is like city time, county jail, right? Like
Yep.
Rikers and stuff like that. And prison is when you go upstate,
Yeah.
right?
State ready and
State
city
and
ready.
federal time. Right?
No, there's 3 levels: city, state, feds.
City, state, fed. Okay.
Yeah. County is state. County is city.
So when
State
you go to
is-
feds, they don't call it prison. Same thing.
they call it federal penitentiary.
Federal fed,
But
yeah.
the thing about feds is, if you get convicted of a federal crime, they can send you anywhere in the country.
Right.
Like, I have friends that got convicted. They got sent to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, Marion, Chicago, like all over the country.
Right. So, but your time was in state.
In New York State.
In state
Yeah,
time.
I had a state charge, so I went all around New York State though. Like the 18 years I did, I could tell you, I was in. Hold up, right? I went from Rikers, right? Not even counting Rikers. Downstate, Elmira, Southport, Comstock, Coxsackie, back to Southport, Sing Sing, back to Southport, upstate, Washington, Attica, Wyoming, Orleans, Livingston. I was in 16 different jails on my last bid.
What? The,
I know. I couldn't stay out of trouble. Like one year they shipped me out to like 4 different jails, but I've been in like 16 different jails.
so they move you around. Why? Because you're
Whenever when you fuck up, you pose a threat to the jail. When you pose a threat to the jail, or you was involved in a serious infraction, then they move you out to jail for the safety of the population and the safety of the officers and stuff like that. Yeah.
So
Shit, I didn't realize there was 16 jails. I know I've been to a lot of jails.
So you were basically a shister in there too.
Yeah, I was just in there too. Yeah.
So when did you calm down? When did you realize, I can't be a shit stirrer no more? Like, I should cut that shit out. Like, what happened
After
for you to change that?
after the second time I got hit at the parole board, I was like, damn, they're not trying to let me go.
So
Like,
how many years is that in?
all right, so my total sentence on my first bid was supposed to be 12 years. So after 12 years, I get to go to the parole board
Okay.
and have them decide if they should let me go or not. So I went to my first board, they hit me with 2 years. I went to the second board, they hit me with another 2 years. I was like, Jesus, what is going on? That's 4 extra years already.
Right,
That's
right.
16 years already, right?
Right.
So I went to my third board. It hit me again. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to double my time in just parole hits, right? We used to call that the Deuce Club. Like, because 2 years was the most they could hit you with. And everybody was getting hit with 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. I had friends that had like a 10-year bid. And they never caught no tickets, but they was stuck in the Pataki era where it's like throw away the key and prison industrial complex, keep them in there and make money. And they was just getting hit. I had one friend that got hit at the parole board 12 times with 2 years. That's 24 years in just hits alone. He ended up doing 34 years off a 10-year bid because he got stuck during the Pataki era.
All right. So you mentioned that they keep you in there because it's a business.
It's a business, yeah, it's a business.
All right. So what I want to explain to the viewers, like prison, when you go in, you realize that it's all cheap labor in there, right? They don't pay you minimum wage and stuff like that, right? It's like they pay you pennies, basically, and you do a lot of work for it.
County gets paid more than the state.
Okay, so in county it was still garbage also. So in county it was like they made like $9 a day or something like that.
$9 a day?
$9 a shift.
$9 a shift.
Which is like eight hours, 9 hours long.
Okay.
right?
Okay. You know what's the basic job up north as a state-ready inmate
What's that?
is 10 cents an hour for 30 hours a week. You get $3 a week to sweep and mop the gallery and to be a janitor.
Right.
You get $3 a week.
Well, for what I was trying to get at is that prison, when people say prison is like modern state slavery, I could kind of see how they see that and kind of agree to it, where they're manufacturing stuff too. They're doing hubcaps, not hubcaps, sewer caps and stuff like that. They do freaking license plates and all that stuff.
License plate is definitely
Right.
definitely they do the plate shop is in the Auburn Correctional Facility.
Right.
They make the license
So they're
plates there.
creating, they're getting cheap labor to create this kind of stuff, and then the state sells it for like 10 times what they made it for or whatever, right? So let's say it costs them like $10 altogether to make the license plate. They'll probably sell it for like $100 or whatever, right? I'm not saying that is the exact prices, but it's something like that.
Well, like I was the clerk, so I used to see all the books and see all the numbers
Right.
and stuff like that. And inside the industries that, for example, I'm not gonna say the plate shop because the only time you gotta pay for a license plate is if you get a vanity plate. So the license plate they make, they sell it back to the state. They're not profiting much from that. It's other stuff like chemicals. They make soap. They make hand sanitizer, stripper, wax, sealer, lockers, cabinets, mattresses, uniforms. The one catch is they can't sell it to the general public. So they have to sell it back to a state entity. So all the stuff that they make, they're selling it back to like state hospitals, state school buildings, state schools, or whatever the case. They sell it back to them. Whatever price they sell it back to them, I don't know. But it's not a business that they could sell like in the open market. So they're making something. Somebody's getting some type of kickback because you guaranteed to buy from me, and I'm guaranteed to have this captive audience over here that's willing to work for pennies on the dollar for me. So of course, the prison industrial complex system,
Right.
they're gonna make.
That's what I'm saying.
keep
It's
people
like
in there.
modern day slavery.
Yes.
Okay, so just want to throw it out there, like, for people that don't understand the whole culture of it. All right, so you were in there for 18 years, and then they kept on redoing your parole thing, and that's when you realized, like, after 18 years in prison and missing parole all the
16.
time, or after 16 years in prison and missing parole all the fucking time, that's what finally made you change your mind, like, I can't be a shit stirrer?
That's not what finally made me change my mind. I was getting older as well, but I was like, you know what? Something got to give, man. 'Cause I ain't trying to spend the rest of my life in there. They could play with
Right,
me.
but there's no fucking old heads in there when you first went in at like 16. They're like, yo, kid, you shouldn't be in here. Like, cut the shit out.
Somebody said that to me.
And what happened?
You got the shit smacked out of them. I mean, when you're 16, you're not trying to hit nobody. Come on, I understand. I understand when my son talks back to me sometimes. I understand. I was that age before. Like, when I was young, yo, bro, I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're older than me. All that means is you started crying before me. That don't make you special. That don't make you tougher than me. I don't care. So that's that was my mentality when people would try to school me. Now, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of old timers in there that was like, yo, Rich, man, this is not the life that you want to live in here, man. And I felt like Charlie Brown. Like, motherfucker, if you had good advice for me, why the fuck are you still in here yourself? No, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Get out of here. Go somewhere with that. I'm not like that no more now. Like, I'm so far from that right now.
The moral of the story is, no matter how much someone else tries to change another person, that person's not going to change unless they want to change themselves.
Unless they want to change. Yeah.
Right. So you didn't want to change at that time. You were like, F you, whatever.
I don't believe that I didn't want to change. I felt like I didn't have to change. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. Like,
okay.
Well, what do you mean change? Like, I don't feel like there's something wrong with me. I felt that it was the norm. Like, you gotta realize, instead of like growing up around other kids my age, I grew up around criminals that's like 30, 40, 50 years old that have been career criminals their whole lives. So I say I don't look up to them, but I'm around them. So we have a saying in Cantonese, "Yao yang hok yang." If you see somebody act a certain way, eventually you're gonna act like that. That doesn't need to change. You know, I didn't have kids. You know, I had my parents. My parents, my family always stood by my side. But I guess I was so young-minded, I couldn't even change for them. You know, because I didn't feel like I had to change. Until the state kept telling me, "You don't change, you no go home, my man." So I had to change.
What's up with the accent, bro?
Oh, because it was the person on the parole board. I'll never forget his voice. He was like Asian and half Asian, whatever, but he had like the heaviest Asian accent, and every time I think about my freedom, I always picture his face. I don't know why, but I'm Asian, so I can make those Asian jokes. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you in jail the whole time? How did we meet? Do you remember how we met? I think we met at a dinner at first, right? And I was undercover still at the time. I think.
I didn't know you was undercover. I knew you was a cop. I know you was undercover.
All right. So what was your perspective when you met me? Like,
well, I was going to that banquet for research for a movie. All right, like it was like a gangster party, and I was doing research. You laugh now, right? It sounds like I'm joking, but I'm really not. At that time, I was already like I already was focused on my new career and stuff like that. And I went there.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that first. What was your new career? When you came out, you were like,
I was a stock boy. I used to stock shelves in a warehouse.
Okay, and then after that,
like
how'd you get into the movie business?
Oh, how I got into the movie business?
Yeah.
By luck.
Like what happened? Like you bumped into somebody saw you in the street?
Some close friends of mine, they financed a project for somebody that was trying to get their movie kickstarted, and they needed some Asian tough guys in there and asked me to go do it, and I went, I did it, and one of the guys there was a SAG actor that was also part of the project, said, "Hey, you got a lot of potential, let me introduce you to my manager and stuff like that, my agent," and that's what happened, and it just went from there.
And what movie was that?
It never got made. It never got made. We just shot the promo for it, but it never got picked up. But from the scenes over there and from me meeting that agent, I was able to get onto network TV. I was on Mysteries of Laura a couple of times, and then I was in a web series. Then the movies.
What was the web series name?
Oh, The Streets.
The Streets. I remember seeing that and watching that.
Yeah.
And then I saw you out when we were hanging out. Like, wait a second, that's the guy that was in the Streets.
Yeah. And big shout out to The Streets. It kind of helped my career. Like
I think I did a podcast with Lucky Boys, right?
Yeah, Lucky Boys.
Wasn't he in The Streets also?
It was a Lucky Boy production. I didn't know you knew them. Yeah. But The Streets was a Lucky Boy production. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I got to meet a lot of good people there.
Okay.
I got to meet a lot of good people.
And then that's what gave you like your break into like, did it start going good from there? Like what happened after that? Like how'd you keep finding parts and stuff? Like how?
I was going on auditions.
They're
sending me to auditions and stuff like that. And I booked a few and I got a few principal roles in some movies. Like here. Those are all movies that I'm principal.
All right, yeah. Like tell us about. I saw Snakehead, and I was actually around when you were filming that.
Yeah.
But tell us about like
Killer Man. That was with Liam Hemsworth and Emery Cohen. It's a film directed by Malik Beto. I had a great time filming it in Savannah, Georgia. Movie's about New York City, but we filmed 90% of the movie in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah. This is actually This is my first movie that I was ever in that I played a principal character.
Okay.
Like I was the lead antagonist in this, so that's me in the background, lurking in the background, like mad menacing. If you look carefully, that's me in the background. That was the movie poster, So
okay.
I wasn't on the movie.
Snakehead.
This is actually one of my favorite projects, but I wasn't on the movie poster. But my name is there. My name is there, right there. My name is on the movie poster, but
no, but you were Sung Kang characters, like kind of like support character for Sung Kang, right?
Yeah, he was my big bro.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, I was like the redheaded stepchild in the crew. You know?
Right.
See, I was the redheaded stepchild because look, I'm not even on the poster. See, if I was loved like Rambo was loved or Daima, I might have been on the poster. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Ev. I'm just kidding. Evan Jackson DeYoung, the director of Snakehead, great guy. He has so many documentaries. He did Insanity, not name dropping, but great guy. But
Yeah. So I just noticed. I think this girl. I recognize the
Devon.
tattoo. Is that her real tattoo?
no.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
No.
Because I met a girl with
No,
real
that's
tattoo like
not a
that.
real tattoo.
Okay.
In fact, you know what? I think I'm kind of envious I wasn't the makeup artist for this movie because I could have been putting that tattoo on for her every time she filmed. No, I'm just kidding. She's hot. You can't. It's okay to look. It's okay
All
to
right,
look.
so after
Look, but don't touch.
Snakehead, you were supposed to be on another show, right? I think you said you were supposed to be doing like some Marvel movie or something like that.
No, I had booked one of the projects over there, and I was on bail.
All right, so we met at this dinner, right? From what I remember, I think it was a New Year's dinner, right? So if it was a New Year's dinner, it might have been the beginning of 2015 or something like that, right?
Was it? Yeah.
I think-
No, it was the beginning of 2016. It was beginning of 2016 because I caught my case right after that. It was 2016.
Where we met?
After we met,
No, I don't. No,
Yes.
no, because they got arrested in end of 2015, January 2016. So it was beginning of 2015. We met before that. Yeah, I know whose dinner it was.
Oh wait. Yes, 2015. Then it was.
Yeah.
But I get. Damn, my memory is shot.
It doesn't matter. The timeline doesn't matter. But what the case is, it was at a New Year's dinner, I think, or it was some.
That was not the first time I met you, though.
It was. What was
That's
the
not the
first
first
time?
time
What
we
was the
met.
first time we met then?
First time we met, I think, was at a bar in Chinatown. You was definitely undercover because
Oh, Mott Street, right?
on my street, yeah.
Yeah.
You was coming to pick up your girl.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely undercover at that time.
You was coming to the bar to pick up your girl.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was your girl, and I was over there trying to talk to her, and then somebody said,
Yeah, everybody was always trying to talk to her when she was working, so
Yeah.
it didn't
Yeah,
bother me.
She was hot too.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
So somebody said, yo, Rich, I think his man is here. I was like, I don't give a fuck about his man, her man. He's like, yo, he's a cop. I said, what? He's a cop. I looked, I see this tall ass Chinese dude come in. I said, you look like a fucking cop. Fuck you. I was like, do I really? Fuck it. He's out there fishing the sea. And that was the first time I seen you.
Okay, so
But I didn't know your name at that time.
yeah, so I think she introduced us actually.
Who?
My girl, because she was telling me, oh yeah, this guy, whatever.
Oh. Yeah, I don't really remember. I don't remember.
It was in a good way.
It was in a good way, but
Yeah.
initially, you can't blame a guy for wanting to talk to a pretty girl. That's
No.
normal. It's if I'm still hitting on her while you there.
But that was her
then that'd
job.
be
That was her job to
disrespectful.
flirt with people anyway. So
No.
know.
She flirted me because she thought I was hot too. Don't get it twisted.
Okay,
Don't
sure.
Get it twisted.
so after that, we kept on bumping into each other a couple
Yeah.
of times. Then we saw each other at dinner and stuff,
And then we have mutual friends.
and then we realized we had mutual friends.
A lot of mutual friends.
A lot of mutual friends, right?
Yeah.
So, what was your thoughts of me when I was undercover, and when did you see stuff that was going on too, or
No, I honestly
Really?
didn't because I wasn't in Flushing at that time. But when I met you, I was already out of that loop.
Right.
Like I was already mainstream into acting. Like
Right.
left the past in the past. But I had friends that was still, but no. My impression of you was like, yo, it's a good dude to have around. Like.
I'm a hangout?
He's a street dude. He's a street dude with a badge. Like who don't want that? Like I'm coming out the bar. I'm drunk. Yo, Steve, you drive, because I know we're gonna be good. Like you're not a cop no more, so you can say that. Like, didn't we go up a one-way street before?
If we did, I don't remember.
Okay, so I don't know, but it's always been good vibes. There's one thing I wanted to tell you in case you didn't remember.